It's going to guarantee the ball to start more up the right and it will give me a draw, but you'll probably favour one or the other. Linear force to allow my arms to drop down. The ball is the best teacher. You will need a bit more linear to allow that club to swing on line a little bit easier, and you need a bit more rotary. Pressure down and definitely the correct power. Beautiful. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. We've got Trev down there enjoying some Friday the 7th of February sunshine. As you can see from the drone shot, we've got some cloud, we've got some sun as well. So it's probably going to be one of those videos that is a bit of an in and out with the sun, so let's hope it stays out for this one. So as you can see from today's title, linear force and rotary force. Sounds a bit flash, and I'm going to show you if you need a bit more linear or if you need a bit more rotary, because the golf swing is made up of both. But some golfers have too much rotary and some golfers have too much linear. So I'm going to see if we can kind of blend the two, and if you need a bit more linear or you need a bit more rotary. So just get the back camera set up, keep Trev where he is. Sun looks like it might go behind a big cloud, but let's hope it stays out for this one, and I look forward to telling you all about it. Welcome to the February series. This is the 7th one out of 28, and I really hope you're enjoying them and getting something out of it, that's for sure, because I'm here for hopefully get a library of knowledge about the golf swing and about your golf swing more importantly. And this one is about linear force and rotary force. Now the majority of golfers need one or the other, and I would say the majority of club golfers need a bit of linear, so I'm going to show you what that's all about. A majority of elite golfers, create a little bit too much hook, need a bit of rotary. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about both and what they can do to help your game. So let's start off with a bit of linear. So if you want to introduce a little bit more linear force to your golf swing, when you get to the top of the backswing, you're looking for this kind of pressure down. This is exaggerated, by the way. Pressure down into this left leg. There's no spinning yet. Too many golfers, especially from the top of the backswing in transition, they create too much rotary motion too early, and then it's catch up and you have to compensate from there. You can't create the order, the correct sequence, and definitely the correct power getting the club into the ball. 7/8 of the way up, you really want to pressurize that front leg. Put that pressure. Now I've probably got 70% of pressure into that front leg. I'm setting myself up now so I can introduce some rotary speed now. What I'm not doing is sliding, so I'm not sliding my hips. So now I'm stuck and I can't create that rotary force, and I can't rotate over that front leg. I'm just pressurizing, just a little bit of knee there over my left foot. So if you're an over the topper and you want to create a little bit more linear force to allow my arms to drop down, this is what you need. I'm closing myself off still to allow this to drop down. I'm doing that by creating linear force. It's just a flashy word for weight transference basically, and you can see exaggerated. If you want to check it yourself, you can see I'm shut now. It's going to guarantee the ball to start more up the right. And it's never going to be as much as your practice swing. So if you want to do it in a drill and break it down a little bit, you can do this into a net. It's not a result based. Is you can do little half swings, so you can really pressurize, allow your arms to drop, allow the club to drop down, and from here you can introduce your rotary motion from there. So you're just breaking down those two motions. Make your backswing really pressurize down. You can see my left knee is prouder and more out than my right. Allows my club to drop from here. I can rotary through, turn through the ball basically with everything. The ball is the best teacher. It's telling me what I need to work on. Obviously, I'm quite lucky. I'm quite neutral, so I can layer a little bit more rotary, which will give me a fade, or I can layer a little bit more linear and it will give me a draw. But you'll probably favour one or the other. Right, okay, so that's a very basic way to introduce some linear force to your swing. Now, the person, probably the more of the elite golfer or the golfer who hits too much of a draw, wants a bit more rotary. So let's introduce a little bit of that. So 9 times out of 10, the golfer that creates that hook has got too much linear, like myself, let's say, for instance. So I'm about here, I want to really introduce some rotary force. Now, there's a few ways to do that. You can do it with your hips only, or I like torso rotation basically, which basically means your belt buckle, belly button, everything turns through together. you're basically just turning and opening up a little bit earlier to allow that club to swing on line a little bit easier. We need to introduce a bit more rotary feeling here, so I'm feeling it with my belt buckle, belly button, a little bit of shoulders too. Really making that club a little bit more neutral and not drop inside. And you can see there the ball started left from the ball tracking and faded. Well, it stayed straight, but it's faded because they've got right to left wind today. Okay, just like the linear force, we can blend that into a drill. So halfway up, we're going to feel like we're going to turn through and hold. So nice little half swings. And we can see the difference between the two there. The linear force compared to the rotary force, you can see the difference between the split screen. Much more activity going on with my body, as you can see there with the rotary force. Basically, 7/8 of the way up my backswing. My feeling now is if I've got an arrow out of my belly button, I'm feeling like I'm turning through the ball. I'm not worried about the linear because I've got too much of that built into my swing already. So I've got to trust that, and then we can really feel like we're firing our top half and our torso. Beautiful. So majority of club golfers will need one or the other. You will need a bit more linear to get the club a little bit more inside, or a bit more neutral because you're an over the topper, or you're favouring a little bit too much inside and you need a bit more rotary. So the ball will tell you if the ball's starting right and drawing or hooking too much, you will probably need a bit more rotary. And the opposite of that, if you are over the top and slicing it, not creating the speed you're probably after a bit more linear, and then from here you're allowing the club to swing past you. So someone who's neutral, whatever shot you've got on the golf course, if you've got trouble down the left, you could layer a little bit more linear in, so the club's coming from the inside, so the ball starts right more. Let's do a little bit of that. I'm really going to pressurise down into that left foot as long as I can. And you can see there, started at the red flag and drew. So I'm not twisting yet. I'm not allowing this club to come out. And vice versa, if I've got some trouble up the right, I want the ball to start left. Obviously I'd aim a little bit there, but I'll make sure this club doesn't drop. I'm really letting this club be affected by what my body does. So let's really feel like we can really feel open here. Trust the club's going to swing out. Oh yes. And you can see with the split screen there the difference, how the club gets affected by the way your body moves. It's really important. The engine room to the golf swing is your torso, really. Obviously there's leg movement, weight shift and everything like that. But it's basically between your knees up to your armpit area. How the club gets affected. In the perfect world, let your arms come along for the ride. Let the club come along for the ride. Linear force and rotary force will dictate where the club goes. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me for another one, and if you're playing golf this weekend, have a great time. In the Northern Hemisphere, hopefully it's golfing weather and you're getting out as best you can. In the Southern Hemisphere, hope you're enjoying a nice late summer and being able to enjoy your golf out there. Very envious indeed. Okay everyone, so for myself and Trev, who hasn't got a tennis ball today, so that's why he's pretty chilled, we'll see you tomorrow. And if you're playing golf tomorrow, have a great golfing day, and look forward to bringing you another video tomorrow and seeing you tomorrow. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for everyone's support, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, and if you've joined the Academy through the membership scheme here on YouTube, thank you very much for going the extra mile. Your generosity is very, very much appreciated. Okay everyone, so for myself and Trev, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great golfing day and we'll see you then. Cheerio!